Hello, and welcome to my first video on how to play the baritone. Today's lesson objectives are to learn correct posture for the baritone, to learn correct finger placements for the baritone, to learn correct embouchure, which is your mouth placement on your mouthpiece, and to learn how to begin and sustain sounds. Now, one of the main difficulties that beginning brass players have when they begin their instruments is that they don't have enough airflow through it. Obstructed airflow results in weaker notes, and you might not even be able to hit the note that you were trying to. Airflow that's good, however, helps with range, as well as just making your notes sound really good. One large component of airflow is posture. Sitting certain ways can cut off the amount of air you can get through your body and through your instrument. The first rule of posture is that both your feet should be on the ground. Don't cross your legs. Crossing your legs constricts the amount of air that you can get into your body, and therefore your instrument. The next rule of posture is that you should always keep your back straight and your chest upright. When standing, stand this way with your legs shoulder width apart. Curving your back or slouching decreases the amount of air you can take in. Your chin should be parallel to the ground. Again, so your windpipe can be open. Now, this is a note played with bad posture. As you can see, not only were my legs crossed and my chin not very parallel to the ground, but my muscles were tight. Tightening my muscles takes away from the oxygen that I could be blowing through the instrument, as it's going to help my muscles stay tightened. Also, you could actually pull a muscle if you try to hit a note while you're all scrunched up. Now this is a note played with good posture. See? It's much better. Now, the next thing I'll be teaching you is finger placements. Many beginners slant their fingers like this when they begin their instruments. Slanting your fingers pushes the valves into the side of the instrument, making them stick. Then you can't switch notes as quickly, meaning you can't play as fast, and that decreases the amount of songs you can play, as you can only play slower ones. So you can wait for your valves to come back up. Or you could work through it into fast songs, but with notes that don't sound as good because you still have valves down when you shouldn't. Instead, you should use just your fingertips and press down on the top, as to not push them into the side of the instrument. Next, we will be learning about embouchure, which is, as I said, mouth placement. 2/3 of your upper lip and 1/3 of your lower lip should be on the instrument, like so. However, really you should place your mouth on there as best you can. That statistic is only for helping guide you to see how your mouth should rest on the mouthpiece. Don't overthink it when trying to figure it out. When you breathe during any song or warm-up you play, you should breathe through your instrument with open teeth, which means don't try to force your teeth together like this when you're breathing. Just remain relaxed. To begin a sound on the mouthpiece, slowly bring your lips together until they start vibrating, like so. Try that a few times, and then try through your mouthpiece. Air paths must be open if you want to make a sound. As you become a better student and begin practicing, making sounds and knowing where to put your mouth on your mouthpiece will become second nature. However, a big part of making sounds is breathing. Breathing should only be done at specific points during a song, such as at the end of the measure or a musical phrase, and during a time of rest. Breathing in the middle of a measure or musical phrase will make the song seem choppy. It will also make it seem as if you're not as good as you actually are. Finally, the last thing I'll be teaching you about is beginning and sustaining sounds. One exercise to help with sounds is long tones, which is exactly what they sound like, a note played for a long time. However, while you're playing this note, you should attempt to regulate volume, pitch, and air flow. Don't use all your air in the very beginning. Try to sustain an even keel throughout. Long tones are sometimes played so that the person who is playing this long note presses down valves during the note, making the pitch go down and back up again. This is also to see if you could regulate pitch at any pitch. For example, that was 2 examples of long tones. They also increase the amount of time you can go without taking a breath, and increase the value of your notes in pitch and volume. Another exercise with sustaining sounds is the descending slur, which is switching from a low pitch to a high pitch. This is achieved through from a high pitch to a low pitch. This is achieved through relaxing the mouth while sustaining lip vibrations. For example, an ascending slur is achieved through tightening the lips while keeping the teeth open and air passages clear. It goes from low note to high note. Again, an example. A slur is a switch in the pitch of notes that is achieved simply through moving the muscles in your mouth. A tonguing 2 notes would be if you went from low pitch to high pitch by stopping the air going through the instrument. This is easier, but to build up the muscles that are necessary in your lips to play the baritone, you have to work on slurs. Now that I have taught you everything for this lesson, I'll be giving you a mild recap and assessment. Your assessment is as follows and should be answered in the comments. What are 3 rules of posture? What are 2 rules of embouchure? And what are the purpose of long tones? If you put these in the comments, as long as any questions, I will answer, and also critique. Please try to do the assessment without going back in the video and watching. It will help you to remember and learn. Thank you for watching, and please join me again in my next video. One lesson objectives will be learning why warm-ups are necessary, certain warm-ups such as a scale, and short, uncopyrighted songs such as Hot Cross Buns, which can also be used as a type of warm-up before a more difficult song.